Hello, hello. I know that this is a crazy time in the summer, so thank you for taking the time to join us, whether you're joining us live or watching the recording. We're super excited to have you in the Twinkl community. We're honored for all the amazing ways you teach with Twinkl. And this webinar is a getting started overview. So everything you need to know to get started. You may hear my voice. I am coming from the ISTE conference down in Orlando, Florida. I've had a wonderful 3 days connecting with many of you and your peers from around the world who came over to Orlando to learn about all the latest and greatest in education. We've been getting some amazing ideas to help make Twinkl even better, and that conversation continues here. So the format of this, feel free to drop in questions or comments if you're watching live anytime. In the future, likewise, feel free to keep commenting. The team and I'm joined by Bassett today on the community team here in the US at Twinkl, but we keep a monitor on these channels, so feel free to keep the conversation going. If you're watching this in the future, watching the recording, and or email us anytime, community@twinkl.com, and I'll have that information later in the presentation, so don't feel like you have to memorize that. Likewise, I'll be dropping links throughout in the chat or in the comments so you can track along with me. But I guess first and foremost, let's just get right into it. What is in the Twinkl library? So if you've already created an account, which is probably how you found this webinar here, you've probably seen there's a ton of things going on in Twinkl. And some of the feedback we've gotten is there's so many wonderful things. I don't know where to get started and really what is all here. There's activities and skill practice. We have presentations. My colleague Jude, who leads resource production here at Twinkl, I think put it brilliantly. We're a giant, unlimited library of resources, of printable and digital assets for you and your scholars and your broader learning community. So that includes lesson plans. There's decorations as well. There's AR models. There's so much to unpack. So once again, this webinar is to go over what that all entails and everything you need to know to get started. One of the coolest things about Twinkl is, you're all the geniuses and the brilliance and the heroes who are running your classrooms and your wherever you're teaching, whether you're a homeschool educator, a classroom educator, a counselor, a speech pathologist, an administrator overseeing a school or an entire district. The cool thing about Twinkl is the resources are here for you to teach however, wherever, and in whatever capacity makes the most sense for your community. So you can simply, almost all our resources are ready to go, so you can print them and pass them out. You can broadcast on a smart board, get students involved up to the front of the classroom doing the activity together. You can assign via your LMS. You just download the resource, share, upload via your LMS, and also share via an tech app. So again, like if you're at ISTE and you found some cool, new, interactive, engaging tool, and your students use Chromebooks or iPads or tablets of some kind, and you want to share a Twinkl assignment there, you are more than welcome to do so. And we would love to hear it. We'd love to hear all the incredible ways that you app smash Twinkl, right? That you take a Twinkl resource and put it in another engagement forum to really get the most out of what you're twinkling, if that could be a verb. The other benefit of Twinkl, and especially a great opportunity for right now, I'll show you later, there's a ton of summer resources for you to help your scholars, whether that's your students on summer holiday or your kids themselves, continue learning over the summer. So there's tons of activities. I don't want you to get the wrong idea here. The other thing is you can save a resource. So if you want to get ready for fall semester or winter, if in spring of next year, we have a save resource feature. So not only can you save a resource that you may find, and you're like, oh, this will be great for my, November Columbus Indigenous Peoples Day holiday. You can save a resource ahead of time for that. Math units scaffold out the entire year. So if you're using the summer to plan for ahead, we have saved resources right inside of Twinkl, and you can set a little reminder for yourself so that future year gets that email notification that says, hey, like we were getting ready for this phonics unit level 3. You've already curated all the resources you need. They're right here for you in Twinkl, ready to download and share. And I'll show you a little bit more of that when we jump into the product. And so with that, actually, I'll keep going through this presentation, but again, I just wanted to give a scattering overview, kind of a fun screenshot slide here. I know we're in the middle of the World Cup, so you'll see we have some exciting like soccer, football, depending on where you are, what you prefer to call. Lots of engaging resources, so a lot of standard alignment, working within accessible, making everything universal design language, compatible, accessible, inclusive, and then also relevant to the culture. We have an incredible partnership with Disney, Mattel, a couple others will dive in there. as well, to keep the content and curriculum something that your students love discussing and love learning. And this is just a small sampling of the many, many things that you'll explore and that you'll be able to access as a Twinkl member. So first and foremost, and let me start pasting these links in the chat as I'm chatting. But we have an incredible partnership with Disney, and so let me post here. Oh, I'm not able to post. We'll post afterwards, or Bassett, if you're able to post, I'll put this in the private chat for you to copy and paste over in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll make sure that we get those up later. But if you go to twinkl.com/Disney, you can explore all of our Disney resources. Again, being here in Orlando, coming off the ISTE conference, it's a super exciting time to talk about the Disney partnership. I'm surrounded by all the parks. Unfortunately, I didn't get out to any of them, but I can kind of take that Disney element with me when I'm heading back home because Disney lives on Twinkl. We also have the summer learning activities. And so again, let me paste this in the private chat. And Bassett, if you're able to copy over, that's great. Otherwise, I don't know. We can do this later as well. But summer learning activities. A link here. And again, I'll click in and show you all what this looks like on the other side when you're actually on the website, and a cool opportunity there. And the other thing I want to flag just before we even jump into the product and start exploring everything going on is like there's a giant community of Twinkl educators, and even more now than I realized before coming off the ISTE conference, of educators, homeschool educators, families, admins, coaches, counselors, all sorts of people using Twinkl resources. And we'd love to have you all join us. We have a Facebook group, so you can go, and some of you probably found this webinar from the Facebook group. So facebook.com/group/Twinkl USA Teaching Resources Group. And you can also find us on TikTok and Instagram at Twinkl USA. And right now, if you're watching on July 1st, jump in and you can see a little bit of the team and I over at the ISTE conference. And the other thing I really am excited to share is the Twinkl Novas program. These are incredible educators from across the US and across different disciplines. And this is another one that I'm making a mental note for myself that we want to dive in and explore when we jump into the product. The Twinkl Novas community has so many different types of educators, like I said, and so we'll explore the page together, but they've curated resources. So again, as you're getting started with Twinkl, you may find there's so much to explore. Like, where do you even get started? The Novas is a great way because you can go in, find someone who's in a similar career as yourself, and then see what resources they like, and then use that as a launching pad to figure out what other resources you might want to explore and download with your unlimited access on Twinkl. And I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but actually maybe we'll jump over, but then I'll come back to this. All summer long, so all June and July, I guess June is over, so all July long, we are giving away Twinkl water bottles if you share someone using a resource on Instagram. So all you have to do is share a completed Twinkl resource, tag at Twinkl USA, we'll repost, and we'll send you the form to get a very own Twinkl water bottle yourself. We had someone come up to us at the ISTE booth today. Oh my gosh, I'm going to forget the brand, but they said this is the perfect water bottle for, oh my goodness. Amber, if you're watching this webinar, drop in the chat some kind of exciting vitamin powder beverage that this educator has every morning. She's like, I'm excited to use this Twinkl water bottle solely for that because that can be my Awala. Anyway. Whatever the case, you can get a water bottle yourself. All you have to do is share a completed Twinkl resource on Instagram, tag us at Twinkl USA, and we'll get you your water bottle. And I guess the other thing to point out here is, theoretically, our thought would be that your student or your child would be the one completing the resource, but we're all for lifelong learning. And so if you want to do the Twinkl resource yourself to get that Twinkl water bottle, go for it. We'll be excited to see what you create. With that, Bassett, if we can, let's jump over to the whole screen and I will start sharing. I'll jump in. Perfect. Thank you so much. Put this tab down and I'm going to jump in here. And right now I am logged into Twinkl and I'm logged in on one of my personal accounts. And so stick with me while we might have some funkiness when we click around. But I want to just point out some of the menus and what we're looking at here and how to navigate. So along the top here, you'll see first and foremost, if you have a resource in mind that you want, third grade geometry, fourth grade science, first grade phonics. If you have a resource in mind, find resources for your next lesson by just entering in the search, hitting enter, exploring there. The other thing is you can come down to these menus. Again, like I mentioned earlier, we have that Disney partnership. So I'll click in here really quickly. So you can see all these amazing Disney resources. These are organized slightly differently. Let me show you this other landing page. So here you can see, by the different type, but also a couple other breakdowns. So Disney Math, Disney Reading Comprehension, Disney Social Emotional Learning. But on here as well, you can see the Disney resources right here. The other thing to point out is, I feel like I just saw a friend behind me. You can also go over here and see like early childhood, pre-K, first grade, third grade, fourth grade, you can read the menus here. But in here within, if I just looking for inspiration, a couple educators have told me I love going on Twinkl. Sometimes I know what I have in mind, but sometimes I just want to explore and see what's out there and kind of go down the Twinkl rabbit hole and explore what kind of resources I might want. So if I come into third grade here, maybe I'll click on English language arts and I'll go into reading. I'll see, here's all these cool reading exercises and like Kobe Bryant reading comprehension, the roller coaster, third grade 4th of July reading passage, America 250 is coming up. So here's a 3rd of July, 4th grade reading comprehension worksheet, right? So here I'm getting this, I'm getting a couple questions. This is the preview on Twinkl. So on a resource page, you'll see the title, you'll see the preview, you'll see the 2 actions I mentioned earlier. You can download, print, pass out, upload right away. You can also save that resource for later, right? Confirm that you want to save that. We'll jump in and explore a little bit more later. Scroll down here, you can see a little bit more about the resource. What is this for? And then over here on the right, you'll see related resources. So again, this is where like kind of the exciting rabbit hole comes into play. You're kind of like, I know I want this resource. I've already saved it. So now let me click in and 4th of July riddle worksheet for K through 2nd grade. And now that I'm looking at this, I want to see, how about Independence Day I Spy activity? Okay, and what about 4th grade reading passage comprehension worksheets for K through 2nd grade social studies theme? All super exciting. And let's actually jump in and see what it looks like when you download a resource. So I found something I liked, right? This is kindergarten ELA. I can, again, save this resource for later, but I can also download. When I click down it, you'll see that compressed file drops right in my downloads folder. So all I need to do is open that up. And now you'll see this has been broken down 1st grade, kindergarten, and 2nd grade. And if I click in here, I'll see everything that I need to get started. So here, I know sometimes printing credits can be light. So sometimes we'll throw in addition to like the full color, beautiful. Sometimes you may need the black and white version, and we have that already ready to go for you. But let's click it here. 4th of July, I'm seeing the reading passage for my young learner. And then I'm seeing just like a light question to, prompt engagement. And of course, this is only where things begin, right? You as the educator know, okay, I'm going to pair this with fellow resources. This can be the launching pad to then they're going to go do this craft, or now they're going to take this and create their own sentences. But really cool here. And then what's nice is, this one might seem a little silly, but I think it's really worth pointing out. We also have an answer key to make it just super easy for you as the educator when you're going through and reviewing, grading student work. This comes with an answer key as well. Let's jump into another. We can go into 2nd grade. So right when we open here, 4th grade, the passage is a little leveled up to the 2nd grade level. Now, not only do we have the multiple choice questions, but what are some ways 4th of July is celebrated? Something to enter here. You'll see again, I'm on my device. And so like, this is prompting me to just fill out right here. Oh, click too much. I can just fill out right on the computer, right? So again, if you wanted to upload this to your LMS, share with Google Classroom, share via whatever LMS you're using, you're welcome to do that. But you can also print this and pass out right away. This is all ready to go. But now that we're in here, click in and show you. I think I already clicked save. So yeah, they're saying, do you want to unsave? Nope. What I actually want to do is show you what save resources looks like. So again, within twinkl.com, I'm going to go up to my account up here on the right. That's my username. I'm going to go to my resources. For some reason, I'm having to enter my password again. Everyone look away. Just joking. So here's something recently that I've downloaded. Saved resources /folders. When I go into here, New and improved, you're seeing super exciting. Actually, let's click explore. Here you can see unsorted resources. So these are just resources that I have said, yes, I want to save, but not necessarily organized. So let's organize them. Let's say I want to do this for America 250, which is just a couple days away, but I can organize these, 4th of July every year. So now my folder exists. So I can explore and quickly add resources right here. So if I say save, I can save right to that folder, right? But also I can go into my saved resources and move them to that folder. So when I add to that folder, so I'm clicking the heart, saying add to that folder. And then these don't have anything to do with America 250, so I'm not gonna add to that folder. But let's add another folder, and I'm just seeing what else I have here. Let's say my back to school. I'm gonna create this folder. And again, just with the Twinkl intelligence, based on what I said and how I labeled the folder, I'm already being recommended some amazing resources I might want to include in here. So I'll say, yes, back to school wreath craft. That's cool. Again, it's great to click around and see what amazing resources you can just find when you're clicking around in the Twinkleverse. But let me go back to my saved resources. Kindergarten sight words activity. This is not what I had in mind. Maybe it was getting ready for back to school. And maybe 2nd grade, 12 months. Let's say for the sake of this hypothetical school that I'm teaching at, I teach kindergarten and 2nd grade. So now within my save folder, again, you can see that find similar, but I can also click up here, invite collaborators. So maybe me and my fellow educators want to collaborate on this folder, but then somewhere in here, maybe we move this button. There is a way, I might have to click back and find this in the future. There used to be a way, and I think there is still a way somehow to set a reminder for yourself so that you get emailed when these resources come through. Oh, there, I'm adjusting the name. Okay, I'll have to check in with our product team. I don't know where that button went, but at some point, and in some way, you can set a reminder so that these folders prompt you and let you know as the educator that the resources are ready to go. The other cool thing, and I'll share this over in the chat, is we have actually curated a bunch of America 250 resources on our Reddit channel. So here we're linking to the first webinar. During the webinar, someone requested, do you all have America 250 resources? I went to Jude, our head of educator innovation, resource production, and I said, what do you have? And she was like, oh, we have all these amazing resources. So she sent them over to me, and I just quickly dropped them in this Reddit. I'll drop this link in the private chat, pass it for you to copy over to the main chat. Let me put here, and then I'll click back into this. So you can click through here, but again, what's super cool is, if there is a specific resource you like here, I can save, confirm that I want to save that. And then when I go into my saved resources, you'll see originally not sorted, but now I can sort that into America 250, and that's ready to go. What else? Oh, I want to point out on this main page as well, like I said, you can search if you have something in mind. You can also browse through the various menus, click by different assignment. You can see by standards here, we have Florida Best, TEKS, Common Core, Next Gen Science, Georgia Standard of Excellence. But if you click over one more, oh wait, AI, no, right here, newest resources. So the cool thing about Twinkl is for just $10 a month, you get unlimited access to the entire library, and that library is constantly growing. So we have a bunch of new resources all the time coming in. Again, from Jude, and there's a team of, I think, over 60 practicing educator, curriculum experts who are making all these amazing resources. All that said, if among the many, many, many resources, you don't find one that if you can't find what you're looking for, on every resource, what you can do is scroll down to the bottom and say, suggest a resource. When you click on that, you'll be prompted to fill out this form. So, I want to suggest an activity sheet for age 6 to 7. Here's, what I want about this. Is there a similar resource that I could link to here, like talk about? Send the request, and our resource team will make that resource for you. And what's super cool about this is, first of all, at your service, right? If you need something for the next unit, for the next week, whatever that might be, if you can't find on Twinkl, our team is super excited to make that resource for you. but also they'll email you and let you know when that's done. So you don't have to wait and like hopefully find it on Twinkl later. We'll let you know because you're logged in. We have your email, so we're able to follow up and say, hey, Adam, you asked for this resource. Here it is. Super exciting thing there. Let me show you as well. I might reference back in here. Oh, Disney moving into, summer learning activities. Okay, we'll talk about that. The Facebook group asked, I want to make sure I got this link in there. Oops. And then I guess you can see the Instagram and TikTok as well there. But the Novas, I'm super excited. Some of these links I made links, and I guess other ones I did not make links. Twinkl.com/Novas. Again, incredible educator community already from around the world. This has been a pilot year building the program. We're excited for this program just to continue to grow. So if you're interested in becoming a Nova, you'll get insider updates. You'll get your own profile page. You can collaborate and meet with these fellow incredible educators. But either way, I encourage you to go on here. And like I said, featured Novas is going to be every single person. So you can scroll down and meet all the Novas. But you can also look through and see, I just want to know the admin and coaches. Or I'm looking for high school content, or I'm looking for elementary content, or I'm looking for middle school Novas. So Karen's an incredible educator. So let's go to Karen. I mean, they all are, but Karen and I have been emailing recently, so she's top of mind. So when you go into Karen, again, first and foremost, you get 30 days free. But also you can see Karen has put together a curation of escape rooms, games, U.S. government. Again, great for America 250. So let's go into here. Again, cool resource. How to build a law cut and paste worksheet. Just to show another example, I clicked on download. That now shows up in my download folder. 8th grade. So then when I click in here, there's a color and a black and white. It's open. Again, just safety first always. But how a bill becomes law. So this is all ready to print out and then for you to share with your students. Little sections that they can cut out. Again, that great tactile learning, balanced, of course, with the amazing things that technology enables. Sometimes going back to those core skills is super helpful. And then they get it pasted in here. And once again, this one I know would be helpful for me. You get the answer key. So the order that needs to go in for just you as the teacher, that is included within the curation of pieces of papers for this specific resource. With that, let me make sure I'm not missing anything else. I have this slide deck. Oh, getting started offer code. So in addition to a 30-day free trial, one thing about Twinkl is everyone can access a 30-day free trial. So probably the best way to do that is you go to Twinkl/Novas. You find a Nova that you're excited about. Maybe that you want to see Tara. So you'll see Tara's resource. You can click get 30 days free, giving away all of this flow. In order to activate that 30-day free trial, right now you'll need to enter a credit card. However, since you're on this webinar, we're excited to give you just an additional 7 days, completely commitment free. You don't have to enter a credit card in order to access this unlimited 7-day free trial using this code webinar, getting started with Twinkl GSWT. And let me drop this in the chat. Again, Bass, if you wouldn't mind just pasting over. Thank you so much. And then you can subscribe now, and that will activate the 7-day unlimited free trial. Let me see. The other thing, I'll just stay on this for now. First of all, I'll jump over. If y'all have any questions at all, now is a great time to ask. Drop them in the comments, and we can go through them together. Otherwise, feel free to email myself and Bass at any time, community@twinkl.com. We're here to help. Our mission actually at Twinkl, I should have said that at the very beginning. I don't even know if I have this on here. Our mission at Twinkl is to help those who teach. So really, in any way that we can help with the resources in your classroom, please let us know. And like I mentioned earlier, the saved resource feature looks different than the first webinar. I don't know why I keep having to log in. Oh, I think I'm clicking between different browsers. So even this is a vast improvement from the webinar I gave 2 weeks ago. And that's just a testament to this constant evolution at Twinkl. We're super excited with your feedback to make Twinkl better and better. So if you have any ideas for how to make the website better, or if there's more resources specifically that you want, or different ideas that we can help you teach, please let me know. Again, just email community@twinkl.com. And with that, let me see, do we have any comments or questions? Oh, no. If there's none now, let me see. There will be again recording in the future. And if not, Bassett, can we click back over to the slide presentation? Thank you so much. Let me put this slide back up. Just once again, feel free to email us anytime. And with that, I'll bid you all farewell. Let me see, make sure offer code is in there. Yeah, no, I think we'll call that a wrap for today. Thank you all once again for joining us, and thank you for all the incredible ways that you teach. We're super honored that you teach with Twinkl, and just forever grateful for the engaging, empowering ways you know foster community, get your students excited, get your fellow educators excited about learning, and we're just thrilled that we can be a small part of that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Wish you a lovely day, an exciting America 250 celebration, and keep us posted. Thank you so much.